Stories. I'm Megan.
And I'm Sam. Our first story for this episode was done by Robin Waples and Sarah Conan. Robin, what story did you cover for this episode?
Well, Sam, Sarah and I did our video on the creative writing class and the sandwich poems they're doing for the 375th anniversary of Sandwich.
Let's take a look.
Sandwich, a title of unusual sort, but fits the town so tight. Almost if another
I live in a
term
little
never...
peep house with a hand-painted sunflower mailbox in Sandwich, Cape Cod.
We're definitely not the greenest grass or the crystal clear blue water.
Our town is like grilled cheese. It's as American as it gets. Patriotism has never been
But her most
shown.
beautiful aspect is her personality. Hardworking, independent.
You shaped who I am, able to lift my own weight, able to stand in the tangled seaweed wraps around his hole.
And I will remember driving to the beach when the air was sharp and you were quiet with your words. We sat in silence with waves between each breath, and I realized why people so often said they love it here.
Back to my mama who raised me up right, and back to my lady I held every night. It's a long...
The sandwich poems the purpose of them were really a challenge to the class.
I've been gone now for too long.
That people are always kind of told to write about their town, write a poem about your town, and get these beautiful little sugary sweet pieces. And as creative writing students, the purpose was to take the mundane or the overdone and to really twist it into something original.
Sandwich poems. I think it's a good idea. I think it's good because some people are writing about the good things, some people are writing about the bad things.
I feel like it's a great way to express different opinions of the town because I feel that everyone has their own certain opinion about Sandwich.
I think it was a really good idea to have us, people who live in the town, write about it.
Actually, I like them because everyone has a different idea of Sandwich, but it's kind of the same. Every student, we all had, as Amanda said, the first kiss at the movie theater and stuff like that. We can all relate to it.
I thought it was really great to hear how everyone had their own perspective of the town.
The idea for the poems themselves was something I was just thinking of, and I was more thinking of it as just a class exercise. I didn't think it would go much further, but then I was approached about the 375th anniversary from Mrs. Simpson in the history department and her involvement with that. They're really looking to get some poetry from students of all ages, and so when I found that out, this really became a much deeper project for the creative writing students. Originally, what came up with these poems, or when Mrs. Simpson talked to me, was trying to figure out a way that we could collaborate and make sure that as many poems were heard as possible. At the actual anniversary celebration, there will hopefully be one, if not two, poems chosen from this group to be read aloud for everyone to hear. After that, what hopefully will be done is some or all, we're really not sure right now, so don't quote me on it, but as many as possible are going to be chosen to put into the new 375th anniversary time capsule.
I think that would be awesome. I would love to hear it read out loud to everybody and passed on to generation.
I'd like that because then other people could read it. That'd be cool.
That would be interesting. We worked really hard on it, got 3 different drafts of it, so I definitely want to perfect it before it went anywhere.
I think that's actually a really cool idea because I feel like the town's always going to change over time, so I feel like people in the future, if they ever read what I write, it can give them insight of what the town was like now as opposed to what it could be like in the future.
Yeah, flattering. I'd be flattered.
We're really going to try to collaborate with the art and technology students to create visuals to go along with our written work. So hopefully, if all goes well, next semester you will see passages from our poems pulled out and kind of put with a photograph or a painting, something that really kind of captures Sandwich, and those will become posters for everyone in the community to enjoy.
Thanks guys, for that interesting story.
Our next story was done by John and JJ on Mike Christie's film Evasion. Tell us a little bit about it, guys.
Evasion is a short film by Michael Christie set in the World War II era around the Pearl Harbor incident when the draft age was raised to the age of 18. It follows Wesley, an 18-year-old who loves photography.
It is not yet done filming, so the release date is to be announced.
Evasion is a short film by Michael Christie set in the World War II era around the Pearl Harbor incident and the day that will live in infamy. The main character, the 18-year-old Wesley, has just learned that he has been drafted to go fight in World War II. He must now deal with the internal struggle of whether or not to leave his single mother behind or to go fight for his country, the United States of America.
I decided, how did I come up with the idea?
Yeah.
I came up with the idea in Miss Luck's class because we were watching a film on World War II and I was like, whoa, World War II's sick. And then it was talking about the draft and I was like, wow, I would never want to do that. So then I put two and two together and that's why, or how I came up with the idea of Evasion.
On that test.
Biology one?
Yeah. I think it's really good.
Yeah?
Yeah. What do you think you did on that test?
The biology one?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Wow.
I think it's pretty good. What do you think you did on that test?
The biology one?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I think you did pretty well.
Yeah, for once.
Nice job.
When was the last time you got something over a C?
I did well. I'm sure it's good.
Sure. Cut. Woo! Molly.
Wesley.
Hey.
Hey.
I probably should have told you what to do after that.
Mike Christie helped out a lot last year when I was doing track. He asked, so I said yes. I'm a big fan.
Because it's my passion. It's what I do, man.
You know, I've always had a passion for film, and I figured, what better way than to study with the one and only Mike Christie. Michael begged, pleaded, and he said, I have no one to turn to. And I said, you've come to the right place. But first, you need to prove your worthiness by going out on an adventure and finding me the biggest ox in Massachusetts. Bring him to me. Remember how you had to convince him?
to do it?
Yeah. Remember you had to go that big ox?
Oh my God.
He had to lug that ox.
What did we name him? Starburst?
Starburst, yeah, we did.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's because he tasted so flavorful.
Congratulations.
Alright, do you want to break him up?
You leave, and then that would be the shot. So we're gonna be, it doesn't have to be around here, it can just be anywhere really.
Alright, yeah. Run through. Okay, so guys, run through.
Let's go with blocking and lines.
Blocking and lines, alright.
That's a good look. Hi, Mike. At the time of recording and editing the feature, Evasion filming is not yet complete. However, by the end of the year, or at least into January and February of next year, filming should be completed and the short film released.
Thank you, John and JJ.
Our next story is one that Megan and I did.
Sam and I covered the Thanksgiving football game between Sandwich High and Mashpee High.
Let's take a look.
Who were the captains of the varsity football team?
The captains were Mark Peterson, Nick Manning, and Matt Mullen. It was kind of frustrating at the beginning of the year with a lot of injuries. We put in a whole new offense. Throughout the year, we were improving. dramatically with the offense that we put in, with our blocking schemes and everything. And also defensively, we had to make a lot of changes. We had a lot of sophomores playing defense, and they did a great job. And so just getting that experience on the field, we're real junior heavy, not just for the seniors and the younger guys, but also for the whole team and starting out for next year. It's basically the end of a season, but also the start of a new one.
I play receiver and cornerback, but I didn't get in too much on that game. But
Nick Manning, center, and D-end.
Chris Canada, and I play left tackle.
Thanksgiving game was great. Being with the seniors on that last game was a lot of fun.
It was a pretty big one. It was like our playoffs, so
it was a huge win. We haven't beat Mashpee in like 10 years. We've been playing each other for like over 10 years.
Okay. On defense, I play corner, which is basically I just cover the receiver, make sure they don't pass the ball on us. On offense, I'm a wingback, which is kind of a hybrid between the wide receiver and the running back. The season, it didn't go the way we wanted it, but we did have the team to go far, but it was just like late in the games. We'd always have one or two mistakes that always led for them to score late in the game, and we just couldn't capitalize on the bat. At the end, we really pulled it together and brought back to get almost 500 this year, so we did pretty good at the end of the year.
We each made a short story on Christmas traditions or ideas on the holiday.
Let's look at them now.
With Christine Waples. And what are you doing?
I'm making pizzelle cookies, which are a traditional Italian waffle cookie.
The ingredients include 6 eggs, 1.5 cups of sugar, 1 cup of margarine, melted and cooled, then 2 tablespoons of vanilla or anise extract, or, if you're like Christine, 1 tablespoon of vanilla and 1 tablespoon of anise extract. Then 3.5 cups of all-purpose flour sifted in with 4 teaspoons of baking powder. Where did you learn how to make these?
As a child, they were always at the dinner table for Sunday dinners or for Christmas or Easter. I actually I don't recall learning from my grandmother, but I do recall watching it on TV. I love to watch cooking shows. So years ago, when I first got married, because I missed having them, I learned how to make them.
So why do you make them around Christmas time?
Traditionally, they are a Christmas or an Easter cookie. They are a lot of work because you sit here at with the waffle iron. You make 2 at a time. It's not as easy as making chocolate chip cookies. You put a dozen on a tray and cook them up. But they are a lot of work, but they are real tasty.
Would you say they're a great Christmas gift?
People like them. The neighbors like them. I have one neighbor that tends to ask when she's going to get her cookies. So in addition to some homemade items, it's great. I'm just going to test these. A little darker, a little longer time. So we cook them for about 30 to 40 seconds, depending on how crunchy and crispy you want them. Sometimes each family has a different way of cooking their cookies. Some will make them crispier and crunchier, whereas others like more of a cookie that they can dunk, and they're larger and more substance to them. I like them crispier and a little browner.
Are there different ways of making these cookies?
No, pretty much you make them in the iron. I think years ago they were done over a hot stove, 1 at a time. So this is a double and it's electric. I usually just have always done them flat as a cookie, but I think you can roll them up and fill them with a ricotta cream and eat it almost like a cannoli. Or you could turn it into a bowl and put ice cream in it, like a bowl cone. And you could fill it up with ice cream or with another ricotta cream filling, fruit on top, a little whip.
All right, that's all I have to ask. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's try something just a little more direct this time, shall we? So, it's Christmas time. It's the time of the year where everybody's out shopping, getting the best gifts of the year for everybody and all their friends and family. And in doing that, they're overlooking one of the true meanings of Christmas time and all that. And that is spending the time you're wasting on getting gifts and standing in lines with your family. You should be at home, not shopping all the time. When everybody's out at school or work or whatever, then it's fine to go shopping. Advertising agencies and consumer sales and chains and merchants, big box stores, they're all saying, oh, no, come and get the best deals of the year. You get them while they last. If you really want something, you're either going to get it when it comes out, or you're going to get it when it drops down to a ridiculous price that gets no money back to the manufacturer. Because you'll wait for it to be affordable instead of almost out of reach and causing you to spend most of your money. You wouldn't just waste your time and effort on going and buying these great, amazing hot gifts of the year, but that vision, I guess, isn't really a vision that most people accept, because we have this nightmare called Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, and everybody goes out shopping that day because it's apparently the best shopping day of the year. Christmas is about your friends and your family, not about going shopping. It's simple as that.
was our third episode of Sandwich Nightly News. Thanks for watching.
See you next time.